All right, getting ready for some more furniture flipping. It's that time of year again, and I've got some projects I've been working on. I got this beautiful clawfoot table with 6 chairs, and the people who gave it to me, totally free, were upgrading, whatever, updating to get some new stuff because their dogs had chewed on the legs, and some of them had been chewed right through. So today I went through, did some replacement spindles here. You can see the color difference on the bottom. Just cut off the broken part, drill it out, put some new 3/4. This is the table, and I've been working on getting the varnish to match. Where I had to sand right through, it's still slightly off, so I got to go another shade darker on my stain and then buff that out. But the leaf didn't have as much damage. It's turned out perfectly. It's ready to go. And then chalk paint the base. And this set of chairs was another glue up and nail up project. I picked them up at a Goodwill store for about $3 a piece and recovered them before winter, but getting out the air compressor in the winter is really tough. And I tried to strip these chairs down. They're really fragile, and I believe they are mahogany. So it was really hard because of the age. The seam right here is where they were weak on every single one of the chairs. So I found my brad nailer, and I went through and probably added like 30 staples or brads to these overall. They were so wobbly and weak, and this wood would want to split a lot in this section or right in here. Now I learned that because I actually took one completely down. I think it was this one, and I was having trouble with it right here. So I thought, the heck with it, I'm just going to try to glue the joints the best I can with a brush and use the brad nailer, and it's worked out really good. Now my idea is I'm going to paint them gray and pair them with this gate leg table. So I already got the table done, and I picked up that in the winter time for like 40 bucks. So, you know, for about $50, $60, you have an entire set, and you turn around and sell it for a couple $100, and it pays for the groceries for the week. So I'm going to get on to cleaning these up, scuff sanding them, priming them, and getting them painted. So the weather decided to turn on me, so I brought all the chairs in late last night, and I went ahead and filled all of my brad nail holes with wood filler, sanded them down before I went to bed, washed all the chairs with soap and water this morning, and I wanted to share this with you because if you are new to furniture painting or furniture flipping as a side income, you would do really well to have good word of mouth and repeat business. And I've had people in the past say, hey, I bought something from you last year, I really love it. And that tells other buyers, hey, you know, that's a good thing to have. And I would rather leave positive comments than have to take away negative comments. I don't like to edit my life more than I have to. Now last year I started doing a lot of this. It's been about, I don't know, a year and a half since I actually started painting a lot of stuff, and I tried lots of different primers. Now I really liked this Dixie Belle. It's called Slick Stick. This is $22.95, and this is 16 ounces. It's a pint. If you're not familiar with what a pint is, think of mason jars. The small, like slightly bigger than a jelly jar. Jelly jar is 8 ounces. A pint is 16. Quart's 32, so it's 2 pints. And I know we get into all these different measurements, you know, across Canada and whatever, but pint and quart, most people understand that. A gallon. See what I got here? Zinsser 123 primer. That's reading backwards for you. Let me turn it around. So I watch a couple of channels with some hobbyists who paint for side income and do some things. And nobody ever has recommended using this. It's Zinsser 123. It covers stains, but here's the trick. It sticks to all surfaces without sanding. It says it dries within an hour, and you can use it with any top coat. Now they have another one that doesn't say with any top coat. All of them have a rust inhibitor, so that's really good to have, and it's tintable. So if you're doing lots of white furniture, it already comes mixed in white. You can do grays, reds, anything to help reduce some of your paint costs, because the higher end paints that we like to use in the chalk paints or other things can start taking multiple coats and you're spending more money than you're realizing. So $22.95 for this pint size, or guess what? $23.95 for a gallon. And the highest I've seen it at like Tractor Supply was $24.95. And you can get it in oil based, but you know, you start mixing your oils and your latex and your chalk paints, you start getting into trouble. But this will really help a lot because it says it even sticks to glossy surfaces, and that's the problem that you have with a lot of furniture like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on priming these since I had to move indoors. I covered everything on my counter with shipping paper. I can usually do 3 chairs over there, 1 over here, and everyone's working from home today. So we're gonna get to this and just knock these out. All right, so this is my chair carcasses all primed out with the Zinsser Bullseye 123. I think I kept saying bins before, but so many different products. Zinsser Bullseye 123. Checked it out at our local farm and home store, and it was $24.95 a jar. This is a great test for this product because this is mahogany, and where I've sanded it, see that pink tone? Mahogany bleeds a lot, so we will see if this Zinsser will help block that. If it doesn't, what you do is spray any of the areas with shellac. That is also a Zinsser product, and it will allow you to paint over it without any of that bleed through. So this is how it's going. I'm going to use this Rust-Oleum Smoke Gray. I've used it on other projects before. And this is almost a perfect match for the gray on that table. I actually used a chalk paint with an antiquing wax over areas of it. Not all of it. And I really didn't want to have to run to Walmart to go buy chalk paint when I already have almost the exact same color here. That was a color that I had mixed up with elephant and something else. So I'm going to get to painting and we'll see how they look.
Remember, he was doing a repo of a guy, and he was...
Let's see if George recognizes this or not. Pull him to the...
So sometimes free things can kind of pile up. This took me a couple of months to get around to doing, and some of the stuff has been around here since before the snow flew in early winter. So it was good to be able to get these done. I'm real happy. This is a Waverly print fabric from Joann's. It's like $4 or $5 a yard. It is upholstery fabric so that it will clean well. You can take an extra step and Scotch guard this with a spray can. It is probably $4 or $5 a can, and with little kids it's worth it, or with little kids it's also worth it to cover it in vinyl. But for reselling, I never cover them in vinyl. I do for my own kids because they're messy and they would have these destroyed in a couple of months. So Rust-Oleum, nice gray, super glossy. So I did go over it at the end with the polyurethane in a satin finish, and that really helped a lot. And then I just did a little bit of dark wax up at the top. You can see in the photos. Then I store it all in my barn for a couple of days, cover it up with drop cloths, and off it will go to its new home. So you can see in the background, I've got a pedestal table back here I'm working on. Another row of tables that are going to get washed down and at least primed for today because it is cloudy, it's gloomy, but it's 60 degrees, so it's good for painting outside, and that helps keep things flowing out of the barn instead of just in and stacked up. Right now I don't have chickens, so I'm using my chicken coop as a storage facility for all my overflow, and he wanted to be able to put calves in this barn section, so it kind of put a fire under me to start cleaning up some of the broken things that needed repair. So I don't mind taking free things from the side of the road, from people on Facebook or Craigslist, because it really does lend a lot of profit to the budget for grocery shopping and other things that we want to do. So fun little family vacation is going to be getting put aside with this, groceries, things like that. We have busy days and busy weeks, but I can always find a few minutes for painting, for having a little time and quiet to myself, so it's kind of good inner therapy. Any busy mom can tell you that painting and washing dishes can be soothing and calming. So that's it for today, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to share. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.